Hello! In this episode of the Tim and Borg Show, we're going to do another run-through review of Survivor, the current featured mission, although it's just been retired to the New Frontiers thing very early. Usually it goes for a month and there's like 4 weeks of extra rewards, but this time it seemed to only be 2 weeks. So that's weird, isn't it? Anyway, this is my Romulan run-through, if you can't tell from the interface and everything. So let's begin, shall we? I do like to try to do a run through of each faction, so I also have done a Klingon and a Federation run through of this mission.
Some time ago, there was a temporal disruption involving the USS Enterprise C. We thought the matter was fully resolved, but there was an oversight. We need to find one of the Enterprise C survivors, a temporal duplicate of Starfleet Admiral Tanay. Until we reconcile her displacement, the timeline is in jeopardy. There's one person in particular that can provide the location of the survivors, Sela of Romulus. We believe she's operating in the Cytor system. Meet me there to search for Sela and enlist her aid.
Okay, thanks Daniels. Alright, so I've already gone to the Cytor system. This is a repeat for this guy, has done that before. He's already got the personal shields, which I've upgraded to Mark 12, so that you get 14, so that you can see what kind of stats you get with that, opposed to on the 12, an extra 100 shield points. So obviously I want to get the rest of the ground set for this guy. He was using in the past the other free Romulan set, the Romulan Imperial Navy, and that's, although that's, is it a great ground kit or not? Because you get critical chance and critical severity and shield expert, but then the bonus is to plasma damage there. So I've been wanting to try out a different ground set for this person, this character of mine called Rommy. He was the only person who I sort of had a ground set that I didn't like that much, and it didn't come with a weapon either, this one, that set. So I was using Iconian weapons. But then I realised the Iconian weapon is too short range. Anyway, so his array team will be the Borg science officer from the Omega reputation, and which is good for ground. As you can see, he's got all these cool things, right? All superior. And Holo Engineer I'm probably going to take as well. And I've set their stuff up like that as well. Okay, so they've got some decent ground kit going on. Alright, let's accept the mission. Now I'm using a Romulan Warbird T6 that came with the cross-faction bundle that I've purchased recently. It's got this emergency weapon cycle trait, which I've enabled. This is how my traits are set up. That's how all my traits. I'll just go really quick. It's just like a sneak peek at when I do a full in-depth review of this ship one day in the future. So I might just adjust the power levels a little bit here. Okay. Alright, begin Survivor. It is early morning for me, so excuse the coffee drinking noises in the background. There is coffee in those nebulas over there, look. Now entering the Cytor system. No signs of any ships on sensors, Romulan or otherwise. Admiral. Transporter Womb 1 reports that Agent Daniels has beamed in. Welcome aboard, Agent. What's your take on this?
If she's here, we'll need to draw her out. Sela's not easily found if she doesn't want to be. In the meantime, there's a structure on one of the larger asteroids, but the mineral content there is making long-range scanning difficult. I recommend we take a closer look.
What sort of structure?
Looks like a small base of some kind. Industrial, possibly military. Whatever it is, it's running at low power. We'll get a better idea at close range.
Understood. Take us in closer.
Our intel shows a lot of Romulan activity in this system, in Sela's name.
That's that thing.
Command believes she's planning an assault of some kind and gathering tactical resources.
That's better. I don't like it sticking up so high. Maybe I should move that thing over here. Yep. There you go. Now you can see more what's going on.
This looks like an abandoned Tal Shiar base. Or what's left of one.
Okay. Be on alert. Orange alert. Scan outpost.
It looks like the interior has been stripped of anything useful over an extended period of time. This could be the work of Sela's forces. They've been... Wait! Picking up enemy contacts. Romulan ships decloaking.
Shields up. Red alert. Lock on torpedo Ps. Ready anti-proton beam arrays.
Target's shields have failed.
Romulans are going under cloak. They're disengaging. Those ships were older, but battle-ready and in good repair. It's unusual of them to run so quickly. We should stay sharp. There's probably more of them out there waiting under cloak. In the meantime, we damage their propulsion systems in the fight. They're leaking plasma.
Helm, follow the plasma trail now.
As long as they keep leaking plasma, we can follow their trail. They're not trying to lose us. I've got a bad feeling about this.
It's a trap. Perhaps. Rock and roll. Full impulse.
Unidentified ship, you are trespassing in sovereign Romulan space, and you are outnumbered. Surrender now.
Nice to see you too, Sela.
Oh, it's you again.
We're not here to fight, Sela. Stand down.
No. You are still trespassing in my space, and I could use a new ship for my armada.
For the first time, that actually makes sense, since I'm flying a Romulan Warbird, and she would indeed want more of those. Unlike the last two run-throughs where I had weirdo Federation and Klingon ships, I doubt that she'd want anything but to melt them down for scrap metal. Anyhow, red alert, tactical, fire to disable only. Sorry about this, friendly fire. Oops, I pressed the wrong button. Hate that. Shields, huh? Don't know how I got so zoomed in. I didn't want to be. Anyway, yeah, look at that, looks cool.
Fine, we'll talk. Cut to the chase and tell me what it is you want.
Information specifically on the location of certain Tal Shiar prisoners.
Ah, I'd wondered when you'd get around to looking for the Enterprise C survivors.
How did she know that? We didn't say that. A logical deduction, where are they?
When the Enterprise C survivors were taken, my father agreed to let the rest of the crew live, so long as Lieutenant Yar served as his concubine. She was executed, but my father held to his word. I am aware of their location, but I will only take you there if you agree to bring me with you.
If you come with us, you agree to be arrested, no tricks.
And what assurances do I have that I won't simply be executed? I will not agree to my death.
Fair enough. Sorry about that interruption. We will make arrangements for incarceration, not execution.
If I agree to this, I will be held in house arrest, somewhere reasonably pleasant by my own standards. I will not be cut off from access to the outside world, and I will not be given any sort of death penalty.
I'm sure
Further,
Huh?
you will allow my crew and their ships to go without harassment.
Indeed. Beam aboard, lassie.
The survivors of the Enterprise C were sent to a Tal Shiar prison world. Set a course for the Pictet system. I shall make my way to the bridge of this quaint little ship.
I think mine is at least the same size as yours. Just doesn't have the double hull. So, like, it's a bit weird of you to say that, but anyway, it does have an extra one, but it's just small at the bottom. I guess it is quaint and little compared to yours, but at least mine's modern, not obsolete. Very well, Helm. Plot a course. Warp us out of here, Tovin. Jolan, true.
I'm reading several Tholian ships on sensors, along with some unusual temporal fluctuations. Tholians dislike anything involving time travel. We should be cautious. If they think we're responsible, they may become hostile.
Anything you'd like to add, Sela?
This is the Pictet system, one of many worlds where the Tal Shiar would send assets important enough to keep, but not threatening enough to kill. Supplies to this world stopped when Hobus was destroyed, but the Enterprise C crew are proven survivors. I admit the Tholians being here is new. Surely they won't be too difficult for you to handle.
Shields up, Helm, take us in.
Do not intrude. The anomaly will be eradicated. Leave now.
Target's shields have failed.
That anomaly is devastating our hull. Avoid flying into it if possible.
It's not hurting that much. Just look.
The Tholians were performing a detailed scan on that anomaly. Something caused it to destabilize quickly. Not a good sign.
The anomaly will be purged, as will you. Vengeance for the fallen.
Target's shields have failed.
Yeah, the annoying thing about Romulan Warbirds is that the power level...
Another
It's really
temporal
low.
anomaly. It was emitting high levels of tachyon radiation and chronotons before it dispersed. I'll need more data, but I think it was an unstable gateway into transdimensional space.
I see.
Scan one. I want to see what they were so interested in.
You don't give orders on my ship, Sela.
My most sincere apologies. I am so used to command and to quick efficiency. I just thought perhaps it would be better if we continued with the mission before more Tholians show up. We can stand around and talk if you like.
Set a course for the anomaly, Sela. Remember your place. You did call this a quaint little ship after all. Maybe if you'd been a little bit less condescending to start with, we could get along. Alright, somewhere over there. Oh yeah, I see it. Temporal anomaly. Scanning the anomaly. Boop, 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 boop.
Based on these readings, I believe I've found an origin point for these anomalies. They're coming from the planet below. I suggest sending an away team down to collect data.
Right, let's get down there. Oh, wait. Shields up, red alert. It's the Tholians. Ah, fire everything we've got.
Ship is under attack.
Invasive maneuvers.
Target's shields have failed.
Temporal threading. Science abilities. Chemosight. Focused assault.
All clear.
Tactical team.
We should check out the planet while we can. I am detecting signs of habitation, but there's a lot of temporal disturbances down there. They're making it hard to obtain a clear reading at this distance.
Please upgrade. Come on. What a waste of time that was. Oh well, yeah, normally that was upgraded. I had fully upgraded ship equipment on this person, but he was using a warp core now. He's gone back to using a singularity core because using the Kaboli space set, and the singularity core wasn't fully upgraded yet, so a backwards step. Also, not quite enough technical consoles, but then not quite enough consoles in general. Let's go down there. Sela?
Assemble your most able crewmen and... My apologies. This is your ship. You give the orders.
Indeed. Daniels, Sela, you're with me. Let's beam down and see what's happening. Alright, array team to transporter room 1. And that's not who I want. Hollow and Borg that I just got. Yay. That's gonna look sweet.
We've beamed down into an open courtyard within what's left of the Tal Shiar prison. Doesn't look like it's been inhabited for some time. I'm reading a number of temporal anomalies nearby, but my tricorder's having trouble analyzing the data. We're going to need to get closer.
Understood.
The shipments of supplies stopped long ago. Anyone alive down here will have a hard time. I suppose that's too bad for Admiral Tanay.
Who said anything about Admiral Teeny?
That is what this is about, isn't it? There are 2 of her and no one else. If you find her, I doubt she will be alive.
We're going to search for her, regardless.
This world was abandoned by the Tal Shiar decades ago. I doubt there's anyone left. The survivors of the Enterprise C might have left personal items behind.
What's that?
This datapad dates back to the late 23rd century. It lacks power, but it should work once it's recharged.
See if you can power it up. There could be useful data on it. This is such an epic episode. It's a bit weird the developers only kept it featured for 2 weeks. Why was it like content drought, then in a rush to push out content, then content drought? And this is a self-imposed content drought. I mean, isn't the next featured episode not coming out to next week, next Thursday? So, why didn't they just keep this episode featured for 1 more week? Why'd they? There was 3 pieces of the ground set, so why didn't that make it a 3-week feature? Do you understand what I'm talking about here? Examine another datapad. It looks really cool though. The graphics look awesome.
This place hasn't been inhabited for a while. Thing is, the tricorder's giving a range of time from 3 months to 30 years. We're dealing with some serious temporal flux here.
That could be a problem. Keep us moving.
That's one of the temporal anomalies. I wouldn't recommend entering its area of effect. From what I'm reading here, contact with the anomaly will do considerable damage to anything organic. That being said, I believe we can deal with this. Stand over there, and between the 2 of us, we should be able to nullify the anomaly.
Understood.
Someone's been here recently. The tricorder's picking up numerous signs of habitation in the area. By the look of things, someone stripped this area of all useful items and moved on.
We should move on too. We need to find a way past the gate.
This gate appears to have been locked from the outside. Perhaps they knew about the anomaly but didn't have the means to handle it. Ah, there's a manual override over there near our beam-down site. We can use it to open the gates.
The controls appear to be behind some gates and more temporal anomalies.
When we disrupted this anomaly, it seemed to fracture, forcing more anomalies into our timeline. I think we might be able to use that to our benefit, though. I'll stay here and act as an anchor. Find the best spot and use your tricorder to emit the dispersal pattern again. We should be able to push those bubbles away from the gate controls. If you get stuck, I'll be able to get you out of trouble.
I'll disperse the anomalies and make a path to the gate controls.
The gate controls are trapped within an anomaly.
So this is repeating
We'll
what
have
we
to
just said.
disperse it to use them.
Yep, we discussed this. And now there's a button that...
Time is a tricky thing. Moving one anomaly will likely have a cascading effect on others. We might need to do this and pop multiple time bubbles in order to reach the gate controls.
Did I forget to upgrade him? No. Understood. That's right, you gotta run around the block. Should zoom in a bit up there, that'll help. And there's an arrow over there. Disrupt temporal anomaly.
Looks like some of the closed gateways are rusted now. Find another spot.
No, I think I missed something, didn't I? Uh-huh.
I think I can see a clear path to the controls. The gate's open. Try to disperse where you are. It should open an escape path for you.
Hello, what are you guys doing?
Excellent. The gate's open, and we can continue our search for Tanae. Well done. Before we move on, I've managed to bring the datapad online again. It might contain clues on what happened.
Are you certain?
Looks like it's a personal unit. The primary user is Lieutenant Tasha Yar of Starfleet.
Bum, bum, bum.
Give me that. The first entry dates to 2389, nearly 40 years after she was executed. Or at least 40 years after she was supposed to have been executed.
Let's see the entry.
I am Natasha Yar, Security Chief for the Federation Starship Enterprise D. Well, at least that's who I was. For the past 40 years, I've been Tal Shiar Prisoner 24601. But even that changed a week ago. Our regular supply drops from the Star Empire stopped 3 months ago. The guards started caring too much about what might be going on elsewhere in the quadrant and caring too little about their prisoners. We were able to overpower them. We've managed to recover some data pads like this one, but there isn't enough here for us to call for help or escape. I'm leaving this record in case anyone comes looking for us. Sela, if you find this, I still love you. I've missed you. Lieutenant Yar was supposed to have been executed. My father said it happened. There were witnesses. How can... Clearly, there was some judicious alteration of history.
Don't you hate that?
The Enterprise C survivors were here, but something drove them away. Something more than the loss of supplies. We should continue looking for the survivors. Your duplicate of Tanae may yet be alive on this rock.
Your father lied to you.
It would not have been the first time. No doubt he thought she might still have been useful in some way. I can see the pity in your eyes. Keep it. His decision allowed me to become the person I am. I do not regret that.
Okie dokie.
Look! There's a path ahead!
Look at all this. Oh, spiders.
This anomaly looks more stable than the others. It's probably less deadly, but let's not find out now.
Goddamn spiders. Goddamn scourge of the universe.
The generators died and no one knows why. Richard thinks it might have been the big predators. Tanae thinks she might be able to salvage some of the parts. I hope she can. She's been glaring over the remains for the last 3 hours. 2 more dead. We can't stay here. The animals know the fence won't harm them anymore. I rigged an early warning system using a trick I learned growing up on Turkana 4, but that won't stop them. We took a vote and we're moving. We'll build a new settlement in the old secondary supply bunker the Tasha abandoned 20 years ago. The surviving guard has agreed to guide us there. Loyalty to the Tasha fades when you've been stranded with the inmates.
Sela, what do you think?
Lieutenant Yar never discussed Turkana 4. When I was older, I discovered why. She was a survivor. It is clear that her arrangement with my father was just that. Obviously, she continued that trait into her existence here. There's more ground to cover.
Indeed, let's keep following the path.
There's another unstable anomaly.
Come on, Borg.
The anomaly has left some of the rock in a molten state.
You took readings in orbit. Surely we should continue looking.
Dispersing anomaly.
Clearly, these anomalies must be connected to your mission. Now, while you take a leisurely stroll through the jungle, I will be moving on. It appears that there are more survivors than initially believed.
On that, we're in agreement. Let's keep searching. Uh-oh.
There's a lot of interference, but I think I'm picking up a life sign.
Look over there.
Tanae!
Go away! Leave this place!
Uh-oh. I think she's gone a bit crazy. How come she's so tough? Thought they didn't even have personal shields in the 23rd century. Didn't we not get that to the 25th century?
No! No! Please, not again! Stay away! Stay away!
It seems your duplicate, Tanae, is still alive, and she isn't pleased to see you. I don't really blame her. I wasn't exactly thrilled to see you again either.
I see structure here. Let's check it out.
She's run off, but there's an even larger anomaly close by.
It looks like it was a structure at one point, but I
Another
doubt any
temporal anomaly,
survivors
and
would
this one
remain
is
in a
larger than the
ruin
last.
like this.
There are temporal eddies moving through the area and a few stable locations between them. Now, if you establish temporal stabilizers in these 3 locations, we can disperse the anomaly and get a better look at the area. Hopefully, the Enterprise C survivors were able to escape the area before this happened. There's a stable pocket ahead of you. Set up the first stabilizer there. That's the first stabilizer. 2 more to go.
Sorry. That was a bit silly of me. Place temporal stabilizer. Disrupting the anomaly.
Incredible! Dispersing the anomaly restored more than I expected. We should look for clues.
Awesome. Blue nanite thing is lasting a long time.
Found an entire grove of saplings. Richard swears the same area was full of towering trees last week. He might be mistaken. We're both getting older. I thought I saw a Romulan in the brush. He was wearing a 22nd century style uniform. When I looked again, he was gone. Maybe I'm going senile. Richard insists I'm too young. Maybe it's because the outside world has been on my mind. Sela has been on my mind. I wonder what happened to her.
Don't you miss Data as well?
While her father was a Talshar general, he spared my life in the end. Perhaps he wasn't petty and cruel to her. I hope he wasn't. If you should find this, happy 50th birthday, Sela. I have missed you. I only regret we were separated.
Doesn't she miss Worf and the other rest of the crew that she worked with on the Enterprise D? No. Search for signs of survivors.
Shelter ruined, last tricorder gone, half our stores destroyed, 5 dead. The hunters and gatherers returned to find many dead and unconscious. I used my emergency medic training, but I was a security officer, not a doctor. Devek might not make it.
Where's Beverly when you need her?
None of them can remember what happened. Without the tricorder, we can't scan the area, or for internal injuries. I suspect that there is something on the planet causing anomalies of some kind. Tanae has not reacted well. She's been talking to herself and keeping apart from everyone. A problem for later. Survival now.
Some sort of temporal inversion happened here. Some of the rock returned to an earlier molten state, while some of the building materials aged over 200 years. Anyone standing close to these objects would have been affected as well, regressed to infancy, or aged to the grave.
The same thing could happen to us if we're not careful. Oh, hey, Sela, what you doing over here?
Well, I suppose it was nice that Yar thought of me. But that doesn't change the fact that she was going to steal me away like a thief in the night. If she had truly cared, she would have stayed where she was. My father was not cruel or petty, at least not to me. He was hard because he needed to be. I thrived because of it.
I see, said the blind man.
The Enterprise C survivors were surprisingly resilient. Tasha's notes are more sparse, but seem to record a productive, if primitive, community. They mention a secondary site close by. If your Vulcan survived, there may be others, and they may be close.
We should keep looking.
Over here! There's a path with recent footprints.
What are you doing over there, Daniels? You're always up to no good.
I'm reading another anomaly, further down the path.
Oh, I see
They might be
spiders.
there.
The Tanae anomaly and its allies must be purged.
That Tholian away team must have beamed down to investigate the anomalies.
Right.
This looks to be a well-worn path. Some recent footprints here, heading the other way. They might have run into Tholians.
It seems your Vulcan passed this way recently. Perhaps the cavern mentioned in Tasha's logs is nearby. We should follow the tracks.
They headed towards
It
those
seems
rocks.
many of the refugees would be alive if it weren't for the anomalies. I wonder how many are left now.
I'm detecting signs of recent habitation in this location.
Maybe we'll find more answers.
This was some sort of dwelling up until a few months ago. If I'm reading this right, there was an explosion of tetrion particles here. A fatal one, judging by the organic residue on the walls. No one's been living here since, according to these tricorder readings.
Understood. Let's keep searching. They may have left something behind. Looks like a nice place to live.
The anomalies are temporal in origin. I watched Richard wither and die before my eyes. An anomaly appeared, and moments later, he aged 100 years. We buried him this morning in the clearing. I never expected he and I would end this way. I miss him. Richard was a wonderful partner for these last decades, a good man. We built a wonderful life, despite it all. My only regret is that Sela never got to know how kind and brave Richard was. He'd have been such a wonderful stepfather.
Oh my god, she had sex with him.
Tanae hasn't been seen in days. I'm worried she won't come back. I'm worried she will. I thought her strange behavior might be a degenerative Vulcan sickness, but she was answering questions before they were asked, and she's been close to every anomaly that's happened. Maybe I'm jumping at shadows. The part of me that is still a security officer on the Enterprise doesn't think I am, though.
I think the problem here is that Sela keeps having sex with people. Not Sela, Tasha. First it was Data, then it was some Romulan man who made Sela, you know, from another timeline in the 23rd century. Then it was that guy from the Enterprise C. And that's 3 people. Anyway, search for survivors. Could be her last words.
This is Tanae. I have agreed to report the final words of Tasha Yar and to hold this log for the future. If there is one. If it isn't here already, What? No. Focus. Focus.
Continue.
Tasha Yar died of a fever. She wished for the story of the crew of the Enterprise C to be remembered. They were brave beyond expectation. She wished for her daughter to know that she was loved and that Natasha lived a long and happy life. But Natasha missed her, and she hoped her daughter's life was wonderful. Natasha requests that if this log is found, that this record be conveyed to Sela of Romulus and to the Federation.
Now we'll just assume you're talking about Tasha. I'm not quite sure who Natasha is.
Do not come near me. End log.
Okay. Hey Borg, you'll be assimilated.
I think I see movement in the bushes. Tanae?
Stop following me! No, go away! I told you to stay away!
You're funny.
I am dangerous. You should not be here. No one can be here. No, not again! Oh!
Dangerous like a little kitten.
No, not again!
There's a new anomaly forming.
Anomaly.
Folians!
Ah, spider aliens. Let's kill them. Don't like spiders. Or other
Purge
people
the
that look like
anomaly.
them.
Purge the contaminated.
Purge the spider people. Sela was trapped. Infinity lockbox. Woohoo! That's the best one.
Tanae, the anomalies that have been occurring were caused by decades of temporal interference. Because of what happened with the Enterprise C, you exist in 2 places at once. We can fix this. You and your counterpart can be reintegrated. Your memories will be integrated as well, but the anomalies will stop.
We can help you. Don't run anymore. You don't have to run anymore.
I see the logic in your presence here. I am anomalous. My presence here must be sufficiently reconciled to preserve the order of things. I presume you are here to accomplish this.
You are an anomaly.
Thus, I will go with you.
Good. Borg science officer understood. Confirm. There's something we gotta do. Gotta run over here and figure out what's going on. What's that rock about? On the top of a little hill. Is there more of them over there? Where's the rest of the crew? Is that the rest of the crew? Doesn't look like it. Talk to Sela. Sela, what do you think about all this?
All this time, she was here. I believed she was dead. Tasha believed I might come looking for her. She believed it so strongly she left logs in case. Danae held her logs for her. And now...
No, she didn't. She left them all over the place.
she is truly dead.
I'm sorry. But surely we can just save her with some more time travel shenanigans.
This place has led to some interesting revelations, shall we say? I think it best we leave before more Tholians show up.
Woohoo! Agreed. Beam us out of here, Scotty. Did you notice the Borg bridge
Looks like we
officer
beamed up just in time. Several Tholian ships are on an attack vector.
tapped his wrist instead of the Federation badge in order to beam up for the Borg guy? It's just a second ago. That was cool. Anyway, go to red alert. All hands, battle stations. Shields up, red alert. Log on, torpedo bays. Ready, anti-proton beam arrays. Fire everything we've got. Science abilities at them. Photonic fleet. I'll just call some backup and get it killed quickly, would ya? Intel team. Special buttons.
We will do what you will not. We will repair time.
Seems like I wasted some stuff and there's no more bad guys to kill. And I'm still in red alert because of my holographic fleet.
Something is happening. It's happening again. Another anomaly is forming.
Prepare for battle. It's not over yet until someone sings or something.
Target shields have failed. Target shields have failed.
Is that it? That wasn't very hard. No boss to kill. Acknowledge, put her on screen.
I see you found my displaced temporal counterpart. Well
Indeed.
done.
Yes. The needs of the many outweigh the needs of the one or the few.
An operations team is standing by on this vessel to assist with her temporal reintegration. Please beam her aboard, and we will begin the process. It is possible that I may acquire a new set of memories as part of the process. A small price to pay to stabilize the timeline. As it has been said, the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few, or the one.
You're copying my lines now.
I see. Having read the briefing from Starfleet Command, I find her presence here to be most logical, considering the situation.
She's agreed to go into custody now that the issue is being resolved.
Very well. I will take custody of Sela and deliver her to a secure facility once the reintegration procedure is complete. Beam her aboard with my temporal counterpart.
Affirmative.
It seems our journey is at a parting of the ways once more.
Oh no, I'm gonna miss you, Sela. Hope it's not another year and a half until I see you again.
I did, and I will. But I have a condition to my surrender.
You shouldn't have surrendered. I don't know what you're surrendering for. What about come on, Toven, let's go, mate. Oh, what's this? Where are we? Ooh, who's that? In the undisclosed location. Bum ba dum bum bum.
Tell me about my mother.
No, no. Was that the guy who had sex with her? What was his name again? Data, not Data. Oh, I wish they could get Brent Spiner for this. That would be awesome. Really wants too much money though. Oh man, people should join my fleet. I made room for more people. Yeah. Alright, well that was it. Oh, we just need to hail it. And the hailing thing works now.
The timeline is stabilizing. Anomaly counts are dropping, and our agents are reporting a decline in temporal aftershocks due to recent events. That's a good thing, by the way. The aftershocks of our recent discoveries on Pictet may take some time for Sela to resolve, however. I hope she's able to find a sense of peace and closure from what she's learned today. I'll be heading back to Temporal Command once we've fully integrated the two Tanays. Be seeing you.
Be seeing you. Yeah, so you're going to be more episodes then, that means. Woohoo! Alright, now I've got the second piece. So now I can get a 2-piece bonus. Just going to have to upgrade that all over again. I don't think I've got any upgrade tokens right now. Sorry, cat's in the background making some noise a fair few times during that recording. I do apologise. Here you go, you can have it. Yeah, so that's how I set it all up for now. Got to try to figure out a better way of setting it up. But that Engineer Romulan has like 2 space traits. How awesome is that? Superior Romulan Operative. Obviously randomly drops sometimes for the other, just the normal buffs that you get, bridge officers. Anyway, thanks for watching this video from the Tim and Borg Show, brought to you by Unimatrix 1 Fleet Production stuff. Hope you enjoyed the video. Stay tuned for more. Joel true. You'll be assimilated. Resistance is futile. Live long and prosper. Till next time, goodbye. Thanks for watching. See you later. Ciao.